Hello, hello to anyone who's in here already. How are we all doing this Saturday evening? This is going to be kind of a go with the flow stream like last week. I figure it's Saturday, it's a holiday weekend here in the US. There's probably not going to be a ton of people watching. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to finish the final one of these stream starting soon graphics I haven't finished yet. Because last week I finished Lady from Lady and the Tramp. I finished this one, and so I only have one left. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna knock this one out on stream and see how it goes. How are you doing? How are we doing this weekend? And then maybe if I change my mind and feel like doing a sketch request, maybe I'll do one. I don't know. But for now, let me just get at least, a good chunk of time into this. It's a good opportunity. And also tonight or tomorrow, I will be updating the new Instagram I created for just the stream stuff. So I'll be posting all the hybrids and stuff like that there. Didn't get a chance to do it this week, but tonight or tomorrow I'll be dealing with that. You're doing just fine? Good, glad to hear it. Let me make all of the body and head just one purple shape, and then we can do clipping masks and go from there. Because I don't think this will take that long to finish either. I've just been putting it off for literally months. Many such cases with stuff that I draw. I put it on a to-do list and then never do it. So we're going to do it. This sketch I made probably, I don't even want to know, a year ago or more. Does it say in the, hold on, canvas information? Yeah, date created April 17th, 2024. So, like a year and a half I've had this sitting, so I should probably finish it, right? It's been a while. It's interesting to revisit a sketch I made like 2 years ago. You're going to request two things to the wheel. First is a chicken wearing a T-Rex costume, a coven of witches that are made of animals. 13 witches makes a coven. I don't know about a group of 13 animals for a sketch request. I don't know about doing that one, but I will add a chicken wearing T-Rex costume. I will add that to the to-do list. Where is the list? I will add that one for sure. Let me go add that right now. Chicken wearing T-Rex costume. Okay, I added that one for sure. And then if I do, okay, I could do the book layer on top. And I guess the arm can be on top of everything as well. But we'll just do all of this as one shape. And do it correctly. Let's see, I have this huge gap here that didn't get closed. That would help. One witch and be a cat. A year and a half. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. A witch cat. Sure. I added that to the list as well. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've had this goal for literally a year and a half. I was going to finish all these stream graphics and then do some very simple animation for the stream starting soon screen, and it just didn't happen. But we're slowly making it happen. And I like this style and I like these sketches, so I'd like to actually finish this. A frog witch. Okay, let me add that too. That's alright, I can change it. I just added it to the list. I can just change it to frog witch. I've changed it. You know what? I could find all the requests from the list that are somewhat spooky or Halloween-y, and then for October, that can be all the things I do are Halloween-ish or Halloween-adjacent spooky stuff. I think that'd be kind of cute. Maybe do some more autumnal fall things now that we're getting close to fall. It already feels like it's here a little bit weather-wise, but technically not here until the solstice. So a couple weeks. But we're close. We're close to the best time of the year, in my opinion. Lower the opacity here. Anyone got any fun plans this weekend? I know it's a holiday weekend here, which means nothing if you're outside the US, and also means nothing if you're like me and holidays don't really matter, because you freelance. But you could have something fun planned regardless, whether you celebrate a holiday weekend or not. What's this dragon's name? This is Figment. He is a mascot of sorts for Epcot at Disney World, which is a theme park I used to work at way back in 2010. I was a janitor. It wasn't anything exciting. But he is like this character for the Figment's Journey into Imagination ride, which has been remodeled several times with only the original one being any good, unfortunately. But yet he remains kind of the face of Epcot. So this is just a little nod to the time I spent at Epcot, as well as my love of theme park stuff. Theme park history and basically anything that like Defunct Land or adjacent channels make videos on. They tried to remove and came back. Yeah, they never fully removed him, but he did have kind of no role in the park except this ride that they may or may not have been plotting on completely getting rid of and just getting rid of Figment entirely. But he's so beloved with merchandise and like he's a fan favorite that they've kept him. And the fans live in hope that they'll restore the ride to its former glory, but I highly doubt it. If anything, they're going to turn it into like a Frozen Moana ride or something stupid, because that's all they do now is they just slap over the latest $1 billion movie onto whatever the ride is. It's a shame, but he was an original character concept and had a great ride at one point, but he's still beloved by theme park nerds. The dragon can't be stopped. Imagine trying to get rid of a mascot, they keep coming back. Well, people just love him. He's just cute and likable. And he's original. He's a theme park original character. He's not from a Disney movie. He's not from a TV show. They've done like stuff with him. Like they did this really bad TV show with like live action with Figment animated, like reading stories or something. It was very silly. They've done stuff with him since, but he was from the theme park originally. So that makes him unique and special. At least he's still alive. He's one of 2 purple lizards people have a grudge. Oh yeah, Barney the dinosaur. Though there was no schoolyard rhymes about enacting violence on Figment the dragon that I know of. Why was that? That was such a thing. That and the Teletubbies, like putting Teletubbies in microwaves and stuff. Like that's all the kids could talk about. I'm gonna wing it, haha, with the wings, because I don't think the wings are purple. They're orange, right? Yeah. So I'll do these like. I don't know what these are called. The bumpy parts of the wing, the fingers of the wing. I'll do these all on one layer. And then I'll do the under part underneath. Okay, that works. Forgot his... Oh, he's Figment. I'll write it up here. Figment. I can erase that later. But he's Figment, and he's the mascot of sorts of Epcot, which is the theme park I used to work at. Here we are. Hello. How are we doing? Do you know there's a horror game for Teletubbies called Slentubies? I would assume so. I think there's a horror game for every character now at this point. But that makes sense. Back in the day, there were much less sophisticated, even less sophisticated than the horror games of today. Like flash games where you could do various violent things to Barney the dinosaur. That was kind of what the kids liked when I was a kid. I don't know why. That was so popular. I think he was... Yeah, I think that was the lore. If I remember the lore of the ride, like there was a story to the ride. And I think he was born of a little spark of imagination. And he would encourage you to use your imagination. The whole ride was about the power of imagination. And one little spark was the song on the ride. One little spark of imagination can, whatever, inspire all of creation, or however the song goes. I'm a fake theme park nerd for not knowing how the song goes, but something to that effect. It was all about teaching kids to use their imagination. And then they've redone the ride 2 times, and it's gotten worse both times. And less dreamy and whimsical and fun. Typical theme park making things worse. Disney likes to do that sometimes, but People still love Figment. Remember the Banana Splits horror movie? I have not seen that. I didn't know they had a horror movie. You accidentally made a few new OCs for Rainbow Gang. What are they like? Actually, not accidentally. Imagination Lizards, 3 of them now. How did I style the pages on the books for that? Because I want to keep the style of the books very similar. Did I make them all that flat? Yeah, it's just like it didn't even have a spine with like 2 pages. I guess I should use the same style to keep it consistent, huh? Let me snag this book layer and bring it on over to the other one. So I can make sure the colors are the same and the look is the same and whatnot. There we go. I could even, listen, be a little sneaky and cheaty. Nah, I should redraw it because I need to do the colors backwards anyway. Let's redo the book layer in the style of this one. The book needs to be a little bit wider than the other 2, or the other 3. There we go. Give him time, they would have made a Kill Figment song if he was popular. Yeah, he's in this niche where he's very popular among the people that know him, but he has never and probably will never have mainstream success. I can't imagine Disney has any plans to do anything with Figment the Dragon in any official capacity. Like, the most you can expect is you'd see him in a cameo in, you know, Moana 4 or whatever, you know. Something silly like that. Wish 2. One of them is called Emberwink. He's a kobold, but also a wizard, so he's basically a lizard wizard. His color is tangerine, and he's known to cheat magical traps to steal people's stuff. I like tangerine lizard wizard. That's cool. Hey girl, hey girl, hey. How you doing? How's your weekend going? It's a pretty chill one here, I have to say. And I've had my voice lessons have been rescheduled, which has thrown my week off entirely. Because today I took a nap and then I woke up thinking, I'm late for my voice lesson. Because it's normally Saturday afternoons, but they changed it and it was Thursday. So, crisis averted. That's been my only excitement today, by the way, is thinking I was late for something and then I wasn't, and then setting the stream up. So, that's been my thrill of the day, and doing some client work. Very high energy weekend for me. We already got people hating Courage as a dog and his crater. Why are you making so many That's all good. It's not an English test. Nobody's grading you. I get the gist of what you're saying. I'll make this side a little wider. There we go. I think that looks about right. Maybe even a little wider than that. Like out here. Does that look right? Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, cool. Then we'll do the arm. Finger going behind the book. And we'll keep these claws very simple. Like that. That looks good. Keep these arms very simple. Everything very simple in this style. This line will need to be on its own layer, but for now we'll just make it a shape because this color is going to blend into the color of the purple underneath, but I'm going to make some areas darker and lighter so it stands out, you know? You know. But for now we're going to make it solid black so we can see it on top of everything else. You're doing alright? Tired from work because you worked yesterday and today? Oof. And then you work tomorrow and the day after? Oh my gosh. Are you in the US? It's a holiday weekend. I mean, you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. But that's a lot of work. It's a holiday weekend here. You were writing a script for a video you'll make in the future? Cool. That'll be exciting. But yeah, if you've been writing and thinking all day, that'll take away your brain cells when it comes time to casually chat later, for sure. Sometimes I draw all day and then I'll get on stream and I feel like it's like I'm rusty and I don't know how to draw anymore. And then it comes back to me like an hour into things and I get back in the swing of it. But it's like, geez, It's like you wear out your brain doing the same thing all day sometimes. It reminds me of when I used to do, when I was in band in high school, we'd have competitions and you'd get little medals if you play, like, not placed, but it's like you get a 1, so you get like the top prize and whatever, you get little medals. And I had been practicing this song all day, like playing on the trumpet practice. I was a trumpet player, practicing over and over and over and over. And then by the time it came for me to actually do the performance, I had busted my chops, as they call it. Like my lips couldn't do the buzzing movement anymore. So I couldn't get the notes out. So they scored me really low. And that was the only time I'd ever gotten a low score at these like competition things. So it really bummed me out. But it just goes to show, like, don't burn yourself out practicing too much. Practice makes perfect, but like, know your limits, you know? I busted my chops and I could not get those notes out. Physically, I could not do it because I had just practiced too much. Learn my lesson. Know your limits. Don't wear yourself out. I'm gonna round the tips of these claws a little bit. They're looking a little too pointy. And Figment is not a intimidating dragon whatsoever. It's very cute. That looks better. Okay. I think I'll do the eye shape on this layer as well. Why not? Let's see. Anyone remember the horror game Rainbow Friends? No, not familiar. You're in the US, you work for Goodwill, we only close for Christmas and maybe Thanksgiving. Oof. That's rough. I'm sorry. Well, I hope it's not a chaotic weekend for you. Or if you're the kind of person that thrives when it's chaotic because it makes the day go faster, then I hope it is chaotic. Whatever makes your day feel better. Working over the holiday weekend, I hope it's chill. So it's like a 50-50 split when I talk to people that work retail or any kind of job like that, where they either love or hate a busy day. It's like a 50-50 split. Me, I hate to be busy, but I freelance, so it's a little different. I like having like 2 or 3 big tasks I have to complete throughout the day and a couple little small ones, and then I'm good. That's the sweet spot. But it's either like super slow where I have nothing going on, or I have a billion things going on. This week it's been more on the side of a billion things going on, which is good. I shouldn't complain. It means money's coming in, but... And I haven't had a slow period last more than a week this year, which is good. Knock on wood. Things picked back up pretty quick this time. It's funny how the horror game Rainbow Friends and my story Rainbow Game both start with the word rainbow. Yeah. So different, but so similar. Does he have kind of a wiggly smile like this? I'm going to give him a wiggly smile even if he doesn't. Actually, let me look up ref. I haven't looked up ref this whole time. Figment. Dragon. I think I might give him kind of a wiggly smile. It's a little wiggly. It's not as wiggly as I drew it, but... Let's add a straight line in there too. I think that makes it a little more interesting. There, that looks kind of cute. And then his little smile line up there is a little wiggly. Like that, where it kind of... The ref I'm looking at, it does like a full down, up, down like that, but I think that looks kind of funny, so... Do something in the middle like that. That looks okay. I should probably do these lines on a new layer on top of the eyes. Yeah, I'll do that. Because I'll need to do lines on top of the eyes as well. Cut and paste. Let's make these eyes white. Whoops, not clipping mask. Alpha lock. Let's make the eyeballs white. And then we'll put some pupils in so he doesn't look so creepy. Speaking of horror movies, we don't need one happening here. Clipping mask. I'll put his eyes are actually yellow, so I'll change that in a moment. I'll make it the same color yellow as the background, which I think will be kind of cool. Whoops. This brush is too big. Let's do that. We want him to look a little cute and cross-eyed, but also like he's looking at his book. And I think I made the eye too big on the left. I'm gonna have to shave some of this off, I think. So it looks a little silly. Like, silly's okay. We want silly and cute, but it's like a little too much meat on this eye, for lack of a better word. A little too much width. That's a little better. And if we look at the nose has like a ridge and then another ridge. Okay, let's maybe do the lines on top, and that'll help define the nose a little bit. It's kind of like one bump here, and then there's like a third bump, and then like that. That looks okay. I'll trim it. It'll look better when it's like dark purple and not black too, but it looks okay for now. And we'll get a little line in here. Made it. Hello, how you doing? You're doing a color wheel challenge with the Rainbow Friends monsters and the Rainbow Gang characters. That'll be fun. I need to come up with random challenges for streams too. This is kind of a chill one where it's like, okay, let's just finish this thing that's been on my to-do list for over a year. And hang out. This is my idea of taking a holiday weekend, is just doing a stream where it's just kind of chill and just doing something I wanted to get off the to-do list. This is my holiday. I kind of want to tilt the line up like that a little bit so it matches that side. I'll have to go trim the eye a little bit on that. Yeah, that looks okay. Maybe if I bring this down. There we go. Do a color wheel and suggest characters of that color. Yeah, we could do that. That's not a bad idea at all. Or I do, you know, we spin for a color and then I have to take suggestions for, you know, I fill up a whole sheet full of, you know, if it's purple, it's like, oh, here's Barney the Dinosaur and here's Figment. And here's, who else is purple? I don't know. Shoot. I don't know. Purple, whatever. And you just fill up a whole sheet like that with just doodles of purple characters, and you get a monochromatic purple palette to work with. I think that'd be kind of fun. Off the top of my head, I can't even think of purple characters. That's what I need the chat for, is to yell out characters that fit the palette. You can kind of bend it too, because like it might be fun to do monochromatic purple for a character that's like pink. Like, okay, let's do Patrick Star, but he's purple, or I don't know. Whoever would fit the vibe. I made Figment's chin a little bigger than it normally is, but I don't hate it. I think it works okay. You vote both? Yeah, we could do both. Maybe I'll do that. I'm thinking in 2 weeks I have a friend coming to visit. So maybe next week I'll do like a random color wheel thing. I think that would be a good random one-off thing to try. And if it's cool, we can revisit it. And if it's like whatever, we just never do it again. Just try it out and see how it goes. Okay, and then erase this excess. Barney and Spyro, yeah. Spyro would be a good one. That's another purple dragon. Didn't even think about that. Just do all purple lizard dragon things. Dinosaurs. Figment, Spyro, Barney. There's got to be others. Who else is purple? Chowder. I can't even think of purple. I'm sure more will come to us if it comes to the point of doing a color challenge. And does Figment not have little spots on his elbows? I thought he did. No, he doesn't. Why did I think he had little spots on his elbows? He is spotless. Was that just a stylistic choice on my part that I made up? It looks like it. I mean, I don't mind it, but it also is not accurate to the character. So I might just not have the spots. Your boy, no, he pink. Yeah, your character's close. Pink lizard. There's Catnap from Poppy Playtime. I'm not familiar, but I could always look it up. Late next week if it's on a Friday and not a Sunday. That's okay. Yeah, I don't even know because like it was this week I wanted to do Friday, and then I just like I had a bunch of stuff I had to do yesterday, and I was like, you know what, let's just push this off till Saturday. But I'm here now. That's what counts. Okay, I can delete this layer now, right? Yes. Let's do these sparkles. We'll do one big one and then copy it, and then a small one and then copy it. So I don't want them all to be identical, but nah, I'll hand draw them all. It adds a little more charm. Even though nobody would be able to tell, except people watching this stream, that I copied and pasted the same sparkle. It's the principle of the thing. I want the ends to be kind of pointy, but not super duper sharp. I think that's a good one. Maybe make this a little smaller. It's a little much. It'll look less imposing when it's white and not black, but or maybe light yellow. Maybe light yellow would be cute. Because Figment's eyes are going to be yellow, and the sparkles being white might draw too much attention away from his eyes. So maybe we do sparkles that are just like a lighter version of the background color. Like a lower contrast sparkle. Just to add a little something something. Twilight Sparkle. Yeah, that's another purple one. The cartoon version and not the monster version of Catnap. Purple from Rainbow Friends. The monsters' names are just their hair color. I mean, it gets to the point. I'm really racking my brain for purple characters, but I keep thinking SpongeBob, and I'm like, there's no purple characters in SpongeBob except like a background fish or something. Like, I don't know why my mind keeps going to SpongeBob. I think cartoon and I think SpongeBob immediately. Trying to think video game characters, because it's Spyro. There has to be other purple characters. Spike that end a little bit. Jax from TADC. Oh, Amazing Digital Circus. Took me a second. I haven't seen it. I'm just familiar with it from being online. But I have not seen it. I could easily Google it though. Two Legs Joe from Spliced. I did a I'm just thinking cartoons. I did a like have dinner with strangers type thing again this last week, and it was really fun. And there was two different people there that were telling me that the K-pop Demon Hunters movie is like amazing. And I'm like, I don't like I have Netflix, but I have a friend who has Netflix. It's like, do I bother them for their code just to watch it? I don't know. But everybody says it's really, really good. And now I'm curious. It was like two different people in real life that like don't even watch animated movies that, you know, one of them, their niece made them sit and watch it, and they ended up loving it, and it's like the one movie they can put on for their niece that doesn't make them crazy. I was like, maybe I'll check that out. I just know it's a thing people are raving about currently, but I have not seen it. I feel out of the loop. Susie Deltarune. Ooh, good one. That's a purple character right there. I feel out of the loop on Deltarune too. I played the first chapter and then just haven't kept up with it since. And what are they on now? 3 or 4? I think 3. I just haven't kept up with it. Not because I don't like it, just because I'm lazy. That's literally it. So many amazing things in the world people keep yelling at me to try and play and watch, and I just haven't. So I probably should. Is it just Bonnie from FNAF for purple, but he's actually blue? It's just the lighting. I could do something that's like borderline like that. If it would fit well enough with the... Like if I pick a palette and there's like a dark, a light, and a medium tone purple, and a character would look pretty good with that color scheme, I'd throw them in there even if they're not strictly purple, you know what I mean? If it works, it works. Granny from Ice Age. They got 3 and 4 at the same time. Oh, Deltarune 3 and 4 drop at the same time. They got a turtle who's old. Cute. Let's pick a dark enough color that I can actually see it. And then we'll change it to white and light gray, like the other books. These are not very dense tomes that these characters are reading. We determined way back when that Molly was reading a book called Apple, Volume 1, if anybody was here like a year ago when I did that stream. Year and a half ago. Ages ago. We're going to do this belly color on a new layer. Careful to outline the shape. We'll end it right there because I think, yeah, his belly color just ends with the belly. It doesn't go into the tail. So we'll round it out there. Why is this going? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was going into the foot area for color. I'm like, that's not supposed to be doing that. There we go. A nice round belly on Figment. Purple guy from FNAF, or William Afton, if you want to call him that. It's okay. If it's a person, it's fine. It's just like, I would simplify and cartoonify it if it's a person. It's got to match the vibe. The vibe is the most important thing. The purple vibe. What would be the hardest color to do for cartoon characters? Because I think the easiest would be like yellow, right? Because every cartoon has like a yellow character, I feel like. Do Minions and SpongeBob and whatever. Tweety Bird. Yellow would be probably the easiest. I don't know what the most difficult color would be. Maybe like turquoise. I don't know. I should put this underneath. Yeah, this should be underneath this layer. We'll do the wing color here. Amethyst. Oh, how could I forget Amethyst? Duh, purple. Amethyst. She's not an animal. It can be a human character. My thing is like, can it be drawn in a way that's cutesy and that kind of matches this kind of look? It doesn't have to be an animal. Animals are just my favorite. But if I can simplify and make it cute, like I did that Sailor Moon a while ago, and that was fun. Where's Sailor Moon? She's somewhere around here. Now I can't find her all of a sudden. Oh, there she is. So I did Sailor Moon. She's a person, but I made her proportions very cartoony. Her eyes are huge. She's very simplified. I'm not opposed to a human character. It just has to be done all cute. I can see how old this is just based on how far I had to scroll down to find it. Can't believe it's a 1.5 year old file I haven't finished. Like, I've had this for like, what, 6-8 months? No. Then I remembered. It's ancient. Ancient history. I drew this well before I started streaming, I'm pretty sure. Because I was planning on streaming and I was like, let me think of who I'd put in my stream starting soon graphics. And then sketched it, and then... like, this sketch that's on this file is from another file that's probably even older. So maybe 2 years of not finishing this. Which is why I was kind of like, you know what, I got a little momentum from doing the other one last week. Let me just finish this off. This will be my chill stream, is just finally finishing this to-do list item. Rounded up, 2 years. 2 years to draw 480 Animal Crossing characters. 2 years to draw 1 Figment the Dragon. Equivalent output. What are purple Pokemon? Oh yeah, Espeon, there's one, right? Spike. Ooh, yeah, Spike from My Little Pony. There's 2 My Little Pony purple characters. A Pokemon forever. You could do a whole rainbow of Pokemon easily. Alright, let's do... Oh, I guess I should do... No, I'll do this on a new layer. His claws. I'm going to stylize how I do his claws, because I don't really like how they are in the official art, and I'd like to do something else, so... I'm going to do them all as like a strip of claws at the top of the foot with a little point, like that. Because in the official art, it's like he's got these bulbous toes and then like claws like that. I'm simplifying things. It's a stylistic choice. The Figment enjoyers will still know it's Figment, and people don't know who Figment is. They're not going to care. They're going to think, oh, cute purple dragon. So I'm okay. I'm comfortable with this choice I'm making. There we go. And then I swear this week I will fix the stream starting soon graphic so that it has the finished art. I won't animate this stuff yet. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. But I will at least put the finished art of this and lady on there. So finally, like a year and a half later, my stream starting soon graphic will be finished. And also the ref I'm looking at has a completely different tail for Figment, but there are several different tails that are correct that have been featured in different Figment art. Though now that I'm looking, I'm having a hard time finding my little fishy tail as like a point to prove. But there are a few different styles of Figment tail. Maybe I changed it to the one that I'm seeing the most of, which is like these two spikes. Yeah, maybe I should. Though I like the shape the fishtail does. Ugh, I'm so torn. I could just keep it as a stylistic thing. I don't think anybody's gonna bug me about the Figment tail being a fishy shape. But it's kind of making me crazy that I'm just looking at Figment art and I'm not seeing an example of the fishtail anymore, when I swear I had seen it in official art. Man, maybe I should change the tail. I feel like I'm experiencing a personal Mandela effect. Because I remember thinking, oh, well, both of these tail shapes are in official art, so I'm just going to pick the one I like more. Man, now I'm not finding it at all. Oops. Yeah, you know what? I've made enough stylistic choices with the claws. Let's do the official tail. Even if it's not as pretty as the fish one, that's fine. Let's do the tail. Let's see, it kind of ends. I'm gonna do some spikes. Oh, I'm already regretting it. Do I bring the fishtail back? Ah! Why is this so difficult? I'm gonna try to find at least one example. Okay, there is at least one example where he's got like this weird fishy tail. I'm seeing. Okay. So I'm not crazy. I literally just typed in Figment dragon tail and I found there's like a pin they used to sell where his tail is like the fishy kind of shape. You know, that's enough justification for me. I'm bringing it back. I like how it looks. I will make it a bit smaller because I do think it's quite a bit larger than the samples I'm seeing online. So we're gonna shrink it a bit. And then we get that nice shape. And it's a little less in your face and huge. Okay, I think that's a good compromise. I'm okay with that. Stylistic choice. And the claws. Oops. This should be on top of this red layer here. We'll do a claw shape. Another claw shape. Bring in that taper like so. There we go. Let's see. We should do 2 color wheels, one for characters from media and one for Pokemon. I need my girl Peridot for green on that color wheel. From Steven Universe, of course. And 2 green from BFDL. What's BFDL? Does any friend hate Duolingo now for what they did their work as replacing with AI? Yeah, and I heard like they've just been removing features for years and years. Like there was features where you could ask the community for help with translating stuff, and they removed that, and people really liked that because they could ask native speakers, is this a correct translation, and get an answer from a real person and not an AI. And they removed that, so it's just been making the app worse and worse. And apparently it's not even a good way to learn the language anyway, because it's not as immersive as some other ways to teach language. But I also have taken 6 years of Spanish classes and can barely speak it, so I think the only way to actually learn is to actually, like, either immerse yourself fully in, you know, foreign language media like movies, music, and really, really spend time getting to understand that, immersing that way, or actually living among people who speak the language fluently. I think that's probably the only two realistic ways to learn. Because the classes give you a good foundation, but when I was trying to have conversations in Spanish with people in Spain, they could understand me, but it was really choppy, and it was clear that I only had the vocabulary of, like, you know, a 10-year-old or something. So all those years of study was for naught. Barely, like, I can read the signs in Spanish and understand menus and signs and stuff, so I guess that's useful, but I could not hold a conversation with an adult in Spanish. My comprehension is not that good. I know at least one person who learned English by watching English cartoons. And I know that's a common way for people to learn a language, is just putting on whatever, movies or cartoons or whatever in the language they're trying to learn, and just leave those on all day, and slowly they start to learn it just by being immersed in it. Might be worth trying if I actually devote time to trying to actually learn Spanish for real. Alright, sorry to dead air, I'm just thinking if I want to do any texture on this, because I did a little bit of texture on the Bloomaroo when I did. I'll have to go look at it again, but I think I did a little bit of texture. But Figment is a very smooth looking dragon in my mind. He might be kind of textureless or shiny or gummy, or I don't know, just solid purple. Maybe I'll do a really subtle texture with that Nico roll brush that I love so much. Round out these tips a bit. Okay, I think that looks alright. No more, I'm not doing the spots because that's not a thing that he has. I think that's it for lines and details and stuff. Except for right here. I need to do maybe one line down here just to define this. And then one line up here like that. You know when you watch one video about something on YouTube and then you get a bunch of recommendations for another video from the same fandom? Like, yeah, watch it doesn't mean I'm a fan of it. Yeah, the algorithm's either really, really good about nailing down exactly what you want to see, or it assumes you're a super fan of a thing you watched one video of. No in between. It's funny how that works. Let's do a clipping mask here. I just want to do the bottom of the foot on its own layer like that. Something like this. There we go. We'll do the same on the foot. It's gonna look crazy for a minute, but I just want this to be a different shade to give a little bit of dimension to the foot. We'll do the same here. And we'll go in and do the same on the bottom of the foot. Where is the other foot? Here? Yep. Clipping mask. Pick a random color. We'll bring that down. That foot's really long. I guess it doesn't matter. The other foot's very long as well. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, cool. So I think that concludes all the flat colors we need. So this will start to come together pretty quick once I get all the opacity up of everything. I don't like how he doesn't have eyebrows. It's kind of throwing me off. He doesn't in the official art either, but two things. One, I think this horn, this front one, should be on top of the head, I think that's throwing me off. This needs to come be part of up here. Or right here. And not a clipping mask. Okay. And then... Whoops. And then I think shaving down the height of that eyebrow is going to help as well. Because it just looks a little freaky. With so much space above the eyes and no eyebrows. I might add eyebrows even though they're not canon, but that's okay. But we're going to see how far we can get with these changes. Okay, I think that already looks a lot better having that horn out front. And then I'm going to shave down some of the height of this head here. I'm going to add a little bit of space between the two eyebrows. Well, this would actually like wrap around the horn. So, go back to the horn layer. And it's like the eyebrow comes here and then wraps. That's what I'm looking at in the ref right now. Okay, it looks a little wonky right now with that line, but I'll fix it. It's right here, right? Yes. Let's fix that. And then I think if I define this with some lines, I think that'll help with the creepy eyebrowless thing going on here. Let me try it. So let me do a line here. That's already much better. That's much better. Okay, and then when we get the pupils will be dark. I think that's fixed it. Okay. Max opacity, max opacity. There we go. Oops. Okay. The last of the cicadas of the season are absolutely going crazy outside. I don't think the mic can possibly be picking that up, but they're really loud here on my end. The last of a dying breed. And this wing actually should stick up a little bit behind the book. If we bring it up here. There we go. And it can just be a solid color blob. It doesn't need to have much more detail than that. The rest of the wing would get hidden by the book, I think, but that looks fine. Okay. Now, hide the sketch and fix any other little areas that look wonky, like right there. Right there. This arm needs a little bit of TLC here. Right here. Well, I guess this edge over here doesn't matter because that's going to blend into the color of the skin. I think that looks okay. Nothing else is really jumping out at me. I guess this is a little annoying right here with the foot. But I think I'm overthinking that as well. There, I think that looks alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to go alpha lock all these. Alpha lock. And then get to changing the colors. What is this layer? Is this anything? Before I delete anything important? Nothing. Okay, cool. Already alpha locked, alpha locked. So we can't go painting out of the lines. Okay. Beautiful. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. So let's get this round render brush. Let's get this orange going. I might make it a little more saturated. Because that doesn't look so good on the yellow. So maybe a little deeper, darker, more red of an orange. That looks better. That bright bright orange was a little much. That looks better on the yellow, I think. What else needs to be orange? The tail. And the horns. We'll just get the flat colors in for right now. And we can delete his name, I think. We don't need that any longer. Let's see. Bean said he is too cute. Aw, I'm glad Bean likes him. Let's see. Oh, your attention span's getting fried. You're gonna go. Peace. Have a great day. This is a pretty chill stream anyway. You're not going to miss much. It might just literally be me working on this and then going, okay, good night. Kind of a chill one. It's a holiday weekend. I didn't expect there to be more than like 2 or 3 people in here, to be honest. So I'm selfishly getting my to-do list knocked out tonight with whatever audience wants to show up. And then back to catering to the people next week. But it'll feel good to get this finally done. He's a very light purple dragon, so maybe instead of going darker, maybe I go a little bit lighter and brighter at the top. Yeah, that feels right. Fade in lighter, brighter at the top, and then smooth him out. He's a very smooth looking dragon. So we'll just smudge. There's a little bit of texture still, but it's much smoother. It's almost like clay or something. We don't want him looking too grungy. But if he's too smooth and shiny, it looks lifeless. So I think this is a good medium. The light purple into the dark. Let's toy with... I want to toy with saturation and brightness a bit. Color. A little warmer purple. Ooh, I like that with the yellow. I know he's a cooler purple, but on that yellow background, that slightly warmer pinky purple looks really good. I kind of dig that. Maybe a smidge darker. Yeah, that looks cute to me. Let's see, we're attempting to make cupcakes vegan style while watching. It's like you're baking with us. Aw. What flavor are you doing? You doing vanilla, funfetti? What's on the menu? I was just thinking about how I haven't had cupcakes in a minute. It's funny you say that. Actually, the bottom of the foot should be even lighter because the light's hitting it. Maybe not that light. Maybe like here? That looks good. Faded in a little darker down there. Cool. Go fix this line up here on the foot. There we go. The belly, let's do a nice light pink. We'll do this kind of, ooh, that might be the right color right out of the gate. Maybe a little bit more saturated and dark under the chin, under the book, and on the bottom of the belly, and then we'll blend it out a little bit like we did with his purple skin. And also fix this. This is an area I missed. I don't mind gaps. It doesn't need to be perfect, but these gaps are a little big. They're drawing my eye a little too much. Okay, I think that looks good. So let's fix these. Blend it around a little. That looks pretty cute. Let's see. And he does have orange claws on his fingers as well, but I don't think I'm going to be doing those because I just don't want to. I think that's a good enough reason. Let's do a medium gray for these back pages. Or maybe it should be, was it white on the outside and then dark gray in the middle? Yeah, it was like light gray on the outside and then white in the middle. Okay. Just want to make it consistent. So when they're all on screen together, it'll look like they're part of a series. Because they are. Just because it took 2 years to finish the series doesn't mean they're not part of the same series. There we go. And now this arm, we might have to do some finagling. Let's see. Because I want the arm to blend into the body but also be dark on the bottom so that it stands out without having to be an outline all the way around it kind of thing. So we'll bring in some dark like here, and that line is already getting messed up there, and I need to put lines on the... Yeah, there's a few things I need to fix here. First things first, let's blend this in. Make him smooth, but not too smooth. This is like the most focus I've had this whole time. I want this to be right. Oh, you know what I could do is use a little bit of chalk shading as well on the bottom there. That might help. But I think the other characters I shaded using this thick Nico roll brush, so I'm gonna stick to it. That looks alright from a distance. It's separated. Let's bring in maybe this lighter color on the shoulder. And then blend that in. It doesn't need to be super high contrast. I just want you to be able to see that the arm is separate from the body. A little bit darker on the edge. It's okay. I think I'm overworking it a little here. Like it's getting a little muddy. Maybe I bring in the chalk just for the... Whoops, not like that. Just for the very edge of things. Because zoomed out, you're not going to be able to see the chalk, really. Just a little bit like that. Maybe this should all blend in and be not obvious. Because maybe it was better when it was just the bottom of it. Yeah, I think I'm overworking it now. I'm gonna go back a few steps and then outline the shoulder. And I think that's gonna fix it. Okay, that step looks okay. And then I'm going to add one more line at the top to define the shoulder, and I think that's gonna help. Not that thick either. Maybe like this. Beautiful. I think that looks okay from a distance. It'll look better with like dark purple lines as well. And then I wanted to add another line here too. I didn't want to outline the whole thing, but whatever. It works. It works. So, what's next? We're at the bottom of his foot, or what were we on? Oh, we're still on this layer. Okay. Let's do a little added shading in the tail. Lighten it up a little bit at the top. Lighten up the horn at the top. Ooh, I like that texture. I'm going to leave that. The wing is also orange, despite the initial purple color blocking. Tinted a little darker at the bottom. Like that. I like the way that's looking. Zoom out. Okay, not so bad. I do want to make this horn a little bit darker, but I don't want to mess with the texture I got there, so I'm just going to bring it, slide it down a little bit. There. I think I'll do the same thing with the tail. Bring down the brightness a smidge. Okay, might do the same with the wings. Just bring the brightness down all a little bit. Ooh, but then you can't see. Oh, it's because, okay, I'll make the bottom part a little darker. The bottom part of the wing. Let's go back to that right here. Make that a little bit deeper, more red. Okay, it's reading a little brown, but I don't mind that. I think it looks good and warm with the gold tone background. I'm not mad at that at all. We'll do the same light purple for the bottom of the foot here. And what is this? This little line is going to make me crazy. What is this? We're just going to draw on top. Right? Hide that. It's like it was never there. Beautiful. Let's see. What's next? What's next? The book is done. The pages are done. Okay. We're moving on up. The eyes need to be yellow, and so I'm going to make them the same shade of yellow as the background and see how that looks against the purple. Not crazy about it, so let's brighten it up. That's much better. Because his eyes are yellow. Making them just a smidge brighter. I think that's good. Pupils will stay black. The tips of his toes will be orange. We're gonna steal an orange from the tail. Ooh, no, this is supposed to be the shaded part, so that'll be that color. And then this will be a regular orange color. And we're gonna steal the same colors from the horn on the other side. Oh, a little bit more texture. Oh, that's better. See, I like that crunchy texture it gets on the side. I dig that. Then the fun part, the most fun part, I think, is it smooths it out and makes it more storybook-like when you get the colored outlines in. I think. So we're gonna do the sparkles a lighter yellow than the background, not pure white. I think that's a good look. It still looks sparkly, but I want to add a line right here too. Yeah, we'll do it on this layer. Dry ink. I put this off for 1.5 years and it's taken me like 1 hour of my time. Will I ever learn anything from this? Probably not. But the audience should. That thing that you've been putting off forever probably will not take that much time to do. I'm nearly done. If I fuss and finagle over it, it'll be like 1.5 hours. Which I might do. I've spent this long putting it off, I might as well put 1.5 hours worth of work into it, right? Alpha lock off. I want to do some claws. Let's do this real quick. And then do some claws on this line layer. So like that. Like that. So you can have a little bit of definition between his little fingers here. There we go. And I think his fishtail, when I have seen it, sometimes it'll have like lines in the tail. But I don't love how that looks, so I'm just going to leave it alone. It's just going to be that solid orange shape. And if a theme park nerd wants to fight me on it, they can. They're more than welcome to in the comments. Alright, we're going to color these lines and make them not as harsh looking, and that's what'll tie the whole thing together. Do some pinky lines, pinkish orangish lines on the belly. Do some nice dark purple mostly everywhere else. Maybe not even that dark. Why is this not... Oh, because this is a different layer. Oops. Is that dark enough even? No. A little bit deeper. That's better. I kind of want to blend the arm into the body a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. Where did the arm go? Right here. Let's smudge that out. And just have that kind of blend into the body a little bit more at the top. Yeah, I feel okay about that. Where was I? Colored lines. Yes. Let's do more of these purple lines. I'll have to erase the pink line a little bit on top. Dark orange, purple, maybe a little bit darker here. Oh, I have to change that back leg color. Just one more thing to fix, Okay, I think that looks alright. Purple, purple, purple. Purple here on the snout and on these cheek lines. Make them even a little brighter. It's kind of hard to see. Then I have to erase that little bit of the eye there as well. Okay, purple up here. Not on the eye, I'll have to fix that. Purple, purple. Purple down here. Erase this little bit here in the eye that's sticking out. I want to clean up this shape a little bit. Beautiful. Fill that out with dark reddish orange. Black here. Black for the inside of the nostril. Alright, that back leg needs to be a different color. Where is that back leg? Right here? Yes. Actually, it's alright how it is, but bring a little bit of a lighter purple in here. Just to lighten it up a little bit. But I don't hate that. I kind of like that, actually. Oh, and he actually has like little pink paw pads on the bottom of his feet, so we're gonna add those on a new layer really quick. We'll copy the same pink from his belly. He's got little feet. Kind of goes up like that, and then is round at the bottom. I just noticed that now, staring at this reference in the other tab. Got little pink feeties. And we'll alpha lock that. There is the boy. There he is. Look at his cute little pink feeties. Aren't they special? Zoomed out, you can't see them too well, but it's a nice little touch if you zoom in. What else am I missing? I don't want to do a white shine on the eye because I don't think any of the other characters do. No, Lady does. I guess it's a 50-50 split. Well, this reference I'm looking at, he doesn't have a white shine on his eye either, so I might just leave it. Keeps it kind of simple looking, which is the vibe here. I'm pretty content with what I'm looking at. I think I'm just going to mess with some texture layers, perhaps, and then call it. Alright. And then we'll do the detail work of, like, finding out what layer this little smudge is on. Where is this? We're gonna annihilate that right now. Where is it? Okay. That didn't take too long. Alright, other details that I'd like to address or fix. Let's scour for any. I think everything looks more or less the way I want it to for this. I'm pretty happy with how this has come together. Nothing's jumping out at me super loudly, if that makes sense. So we're going to copy those adjustment layers from the other art. Why did these three backgrounds all look like different colors, but whatever. We're going to copy the same adjustment layers from the Lady and the Tramp art. Paste. Make sure that is on top of everything and not a clipping mask on just one layer like I just did. And not in a group. Oh my gosh. Up top. There we go. And those overlay at like 30%. Let's see. What was this? Overlay at 14%. Okay. I should have grabbed the other adjustment layer while I was there. Overlay at 14%, and then we'll grab the other one as well. Overlay at 34%. Let's grab this one. paste, overlay, 34. Now he looks super, super orange. So what I might do is I might put all the purple into a group and then make them a little bit cooler. Let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. It like breaks the whole thing. I'll just adjust the purple layers the same. Let's see. Color balance. Maybe if I just tint it a little more blue. Is that doing anything? No. Hue, saturation, brightness. Yeah, if I just tilt it a little bit that way, blue, 46%. That makes it a little bit bluer. Okay. So it was looking a little too pink. See how pink the arm looks in comparison now? That looks better. And that matches the kind of bluey tone on the bottom of the foot. That looks better to me. And then we'll do a noise layer just because I love how a noise layer looks. Add a little grain and grit. Overlay. Okay. Maybe less than that. Just a little grain. Beautiful. Now I want to try with the eye highlight just to see if I like it or not. I don't think I will, but while we're here and we have a little time to kill, though I might just call it a night. No, I don't like that. Maybe here and here. It does add a little focus to the eyes, but I don't know if it's necessary. I kind of like without. Yeah, I think without's the way to go. Zoomed out. And then let's look at him among his friends here. I think he fits in quite well, and I think he'll look really good on the stream starting soon screen. Let me duplicate this and actually just make a transparent version of it now. Which, well, we're going to do that. We're going to smoosh all these layers together. Smush everything but the adjustment layers. Then make these all clipping masks. Clipping mask. Get rid of that. And now we have a transparent Figment that I can put on my stream starting soon screen. This was a piece 2 years in the making nearly. Which book is that? Yeah, what book is Figment reading? He already knows about the imagination. He doesn't need a guide to imagination. If he's really good at imagination, maybe he's really bad at more concrete kinds of areas of study. Maybe he's trying to learn math. He's trying to learn calculus. Though isn't he like, he has the voice of like a child in the ride, so maybe it's like basic math. Adding apples. Maybe it's like math using apples to follow the theme of what Molly was reading, which was Apple Volume 1. Just like, if so-and-so has 1 apple and so-and-so has 2 apples, how many apples do they all have? Pair 3. That's a little too advanced for Figment, I fear. Pair is like the calculus of fruit books. It might be a little high level. So maybe it's Apple Volume 2. Like, he's a step above Molly, because Molly has 1 brain cell. Hence the question marks. There's nothing going on in that duck's head. Now, Inch, he might be on to Pair. He might be on to Pair 2 or Pair 3. This is an intellectual. This is peak intellectualism happening here. With Inch. Oops, wrong thing. Where did I go? You see all the other stuff I worked on. Oh my god. You see how old this is? Do you see how far I have to scroll? What was my first stream? I want to see the date of the first stream. This was an early stream. When was this? Canvas information. August 2024. So yeah, these sketches... April, May, June, July, it was 4 months before I actually streamed after I had done these sketches for these. Do I have the original sketch document for those? No, I don't. I think this must have been the earliest one for the stream starting soon. April 16th. Yeah, May, June, July. So 4 months after I like came up with the idea to stream, I actually started streaming. That's crazy. Inch's pair 2. Okay, so Figment's on orange 1, Inch's pair 2. Lady's not reading anything. She knows everything she needs to know. She doesn't need to read anything. I don't know why I decided to not have a Disney character read. But I just wanted to draw Lady in the little gift box because it's cute and I like it. And then what is Mr. Bloomer the Neopet reading? I don't think he's quite on the level of Inch. But he's definitely smarter than Molly. So maybe apple 3. Maybe he's on to like green apples, like the next level of apples. I think that's where he's at. I just noticed I styled his cheek pink a little bit different than... Oh, I guess it's the same. It's the chalk brush. I was going for consistency across. Oh, you know what? One thing I could try... No, I wanted to maybe try that color variation Stickman brush on Figment, but I kind of like the way Figment looks currently. You know, for fun. On a new clipping mask layer, let's just see what happens while I'm sitting here for a moment. Let's try, where is Stickman? Right here. Ooh, I kind of unfortunately like that. Maybe... I wouldn't leave it that intense, but bring in some blue, maybe? It kind of does something for me. It's a little imaginative. It's adding a little whimsy and texture. I'll bring that over to the other document too. We don't want it that high, or high visibility. Just a little bit. That adds a little bit of speckled in shades of blue throughout. I think that adds a little bit of something something. And we're gonna have to do it to the arm as well. So where's the arm? Do a clipping mask. Do the same thing. It's really subtle, but I like it. It's so light though. It's so light and nobody's gonna notice except me. But kind of feeling it. Alright. What is it? Normal 42%. Let's try a different blending mode. Let's try overlay. Ooh, okay. I'm kind of feeling that on overlay. Overlay 47%. And we'll do the same for this other one too. Overlay 47%. Okay. So we're gonna copy this arm layer, bring it to the flat, transparent Figment. Whoops. Paste. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. Okay, we're gonna have to redo this whole making Figment transparent thing. That's probably faster than copying and pasting all those. Okay. Does he look the way I want him to? Back up. Do I want to do any more of that kind of messing around on the tail and the horns? Maybe the tail. Let's try Stickman with the orange on the tail. Ooh, I like that hot pink it brings in actually. Let's get some of that hot pink action. Ooh, the purple with the hot pink. Get rid of it right there though. I don't need that. And then bring down the opacity of that. Let's make it overlay. That makes it just like bright red though. That doesn't really, you can't see the texture. Just actually painting. Ooh, it's so bright on the knee there. It doesn't need to. I like that texture. How do we keep that texture? Just a little bit of it like right there. Ooh, okay. I'm feeling that. Just a little bit of hot pink, a little bit of texture. I like that. Alright, now I'm happy with Figment. Duplicate. Let's make a transparent version. So I can actually use it next stream. No excuses. Alright, let's crunch all this down. Crunch. Clipping mask. Delete. Beautiful. See, it adds like this nice blue, hot pink bit of something in there. That's nicer. I like that. And he kind of matches the Bloomeroo a little bit more because he's got like a little bit of a variation. And same with Inch. He's got like these different tones in him as well. I like that. I'm happy with how Figment came out. And with that, I have finished, finally, my stream starting soon. You know what? I'm going to bring him in right now. We're going to bring him... Here, I'm going to duplicate him one more time just so I can flatten all these. No, I can just flatten it all, can't I? Will it do it? Yes, okay. Let's bring him in, and then we'll bring in Lady. Stream starting soon. On a new layer. We're doing it. We're finishing it. Look at this. It's finally getting done. And we'll do the same with Lady. Let's duplicate Lady. And crunch all these layers together. Whoops. You gotta be careful about what you crunch together, because if it's not all the clipping masks that go together, it'll be really funky. So you just gotta watch what you're smushing when you're doing this. Okay, get rid of that. Clipping mask. Delete. Beautiful. And here we have Lady in all her glory. We're really doing it, folks. It's finally happening. 1.5 years later. Now, where did the file go? Oh, it was this one. Okay. I'll have to bring Figma onto this one. This is the latest one because this one has the Bloomeroo. Folks, it's all coming together. Alright, let's grab Figment again. Again, I went to the wrong folder. Where are we at? Here. All the way to the bottom. Figment, let's grab you again. Bring you into... not that. Into the document. Right here. And then we're going to go find those sketch layers. Beautiful. Look at that, folks. The stream starting soon screen is finally gonna have everybody on it. How exciting. Only took 1.5 years. Or how long ago was this one made? December 2024. Okay. Fine. Forever. But it is done. And then the next step is to do some very basic 2 or 3 frames of animation of like these little numbers wiggling. I think would be cute. The numbers and letters wiggling a little bit. That's something I'm going to do on my own time. I'm not going to deal with that. But for next week, this is finally done. I've accomplished something tonight. So, short stream, but I'm happy with finally achieving this goal 1.5 years to 2 years later. Party. Yeah, exactly. I'm also very hungry, so I'm going to get off here and have some leftover pasta I have in the fridge. So that's my big plan for this evening and this weekend. So I hope everyone who's still watching has a fantastic rest of your weekend, holiday weekend, or whatever you're doing with it. And I'll see you all next week. I might do that color wheel challenge next week. That sounds kind of fun for a one-off. We'll see how that goes. I'll shoot to do it on Friday next week as well, so there might be more people in chat. Wiggly would be adorable. Yeah, the little wiggly numbers and letters. Congratulations. Thank you. It only took 1.5 hours. 1.5 years of pushing things off took 1.5 hours. But that's okay. It finally got done. Better late than never. All right, I'll see you all